Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala.
Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Abiding in our pure silence, and not paying any attention to the mind and its thoughts, and keep practicing it all the time, will break the bond between us and the mind body. More we pay attention to the pure awareness, more we are dissolving this bond with mind body. Grip of the mind body will loosen up if we pay attention to the pure silence within. And all the story going in the mind, the chattering mind. Who is listening to this mind? Do you think neighbors are listening to our mind, or our family members? Who listens to it? For whom all this thought is being created? Who has switched on this television within us? Definitely we have. But this television does not have a switch on, switch off button. Switch on, switch off button is our interest. We had an interest and the story unfolded. Now we have no interest in this story. We don't want to watch this ongoing show. We want the show to end. And so how to switch off this television now? This television has a lot of channels. Channels of desires. Maybe initially we were having 500 channels. Now only 5 are left. So there is less disturbance in the mind, less thoughts, more harmony. When no channel is left, there is nothing else to be shown on the screen, and the mind will disappear. This is the way unfoldment happens within us. Slowly and gradually, when we are coming back home, we have no desires, no interest. Desirelessness is the freedom, is the ultimate freedom. Sometimes you call a person just to know how they are doing, and over the phone you can know that they are in urgency. We all have urgency in our mind of some sort or the other. Sometimes even a patient comes to see you. He is paying for his time, he is spending his time and money, and still they have an urgency for the next task to be done. They are not at ease. All this anxiety is our mind, keeps us going from one task to another. It gives us sense of urgency, importance, that all the tasks what we are doing are very important. And that keeps the world going. Everyone thinks what they are doing is the most important thing. They have put their interest in it. And so is the noise of the mind. To be free, we have to come at that juncture where there is no thought and no mind. And that can only happen if we have no desire whatsoever. No desire for freedom, no desire for God, no thought at all. Complete emptiness. If we can be in that state even for fraction of a second, where everything dissolves and only emptiness is left, and then you can allow everything to come back, but then the job is done. It's like you are watching a movie on the screen, and since you remember the movie is going on, someone asks you to recognize the screen, you can't. You have never ever seen the screen. Whenever the movie is off, somehow you are in deep sleep. And as soon as you open your eyes, the movie is going on. And a person who has seen the screen tells you there is no movie, there is no word. It's only a screen. And the images comes and goes. How can you believe that person? You have never ever seen an empty screen. But if you have seen the empty screen, even for a moment, then no one can fool you. It is exactly like when you are watching a dream in your sleep and the dream breaks and you realize that it is a dream. And then the dream continues. But now you know that it is purely a dream. How frightening the dream could be, it doesn't matter. Now you know it is a dream. To switch off this television of ongoing images, all the channels have to go once, all the desires have to disappear. And who knows better than you? You sit with paper and pencil, write down all the desires. And if you can't write down anything, then you are free. Nothing else needs to be done. There is no other way. All the grace of God, Satsang, teachings, books, prayers, meditation, all these tools are to decrease number of thoughts, to dissolve the mind. But they can only work if we have no desires. No desires whatsoever of any sort. Nothing in this world is important. What do you think is the most important thing in this world? If something is so important, the supreme reality would keep it forever. The only thing which is most important is you. You are eternal. You never change. There's no coming and going for you. You don't go to heaven or hell. Probably mind might go, or a subtle body might go, but you never move, even an inch. You are everywhere. You are all pervading. Everything moves except you. You are the most still. The body moves, the mind moves, but not you. The universe is moving, earth is moving, the wind is blowing, but not you. You are always still. And you are always the same. You are purest of pure. You are perfect. And you are the ultimate reality. Nothing of this world can describe you. You are not made up of any matter. You are the source, but you are not the creation. If you act like creation, then you don't know yourself. Body mind is a small creation of this infinite source, which we all are. Never, even in your sleep or dream, think that you are this body mind. Have no interest in any thought and have no desire to create more thoughts. Let whatever happen, happen, or not happen, not happen. You should be least bothered about anything happening in this world, related or unrelated to this body mind complex. You don't belong to any type of group, caste, creed. All associations are of the body mind. Remember this, recognize this. Give away all the relationships of the body mind. Live like you don't know this person living in this body mind. You are neutral to this body mind. And you are also kind to this body mind. It has served its purpose. It has brought to you at an understanding that you are just passing some time here. And in that recognition, You should not strain this body mind anymore. It does not belong to you. So don't abuse it. Don't misuse it. Don't overuse it. Body has sense organs. Use them wisely. Don't indulge in anything. A mind is being given to interact in this world. Use it wisely. Use it like a miser. Remember Bhagavan in that sense. How less he ate, how less he wore. Nowadays people follow minimalism, minimalist, using as less things as possible. Can you have a better example than Bhagavan in that? Whenever you want anything, remember Bhagavan. How are we dependent on others? When we ask for help, some people ask for help all the time, and some people don't take help even if you try to give help. With the body mind we are carrying, we should only take help from this body mind as less as possible. Change your attitude towards this body mind. Have compassion for the mind and the body. Treat your body as temple of God, the God who is residing within. Before you came into this body mind, the Supreme Power made sure that you get everything what He thinks is necessary for you. He wanted a 5-star treatment to you. And is providing you everything what you need. But because of our greed, this ghost in us known as ego, we want more than what He is providing us. These are not our needs. Everything is our greed. We want this, we want that, we want respect. We have our own agenda which is different from the supreme reality. And so there is resistance in life, suffering in life, pain in life, an entanglement with the body-mind complex. Otherwise, we can live in this body-mind with peace, with bliss, with overflowing joy of our Supreme Self. And there is no conflict with this body-mind. You can definitely live peacefully in this body-mind. But remember, you are not this body-mind. You are just a visitor for a very, very short duration. With a warning in it. If you start owning this body-mind, that this is your body, you can do what you want to do, and this is your mind and you can do what you want to do, then no one can stop you from this hell. Hell of this identification with body-mind. Hell of endless births and deaths, and hell of suffering with gaps of joy in it. Always on this roller coaster ride. You are never this body. You are never this mind. You have no ownership of this body-mind. Your life is already set. Everything what you need is already being placed for you beforehand. There is no need for any list of desires. Don't ruin your life by having desires. Have patience. Have faith in God. He knows what we need, what is best for us. Have that firm faith. Don't worry about anything. Just enjoy life. Enjoy your own bliss all the time. Stay in your own unending joy all the time. If you understand the purpose of God, He doesn't want anyone to suffer. He is very, very compassionate and loving. And He wants all His children to be happy, peaceful, and stay in that bliss. He has not created any suffering. He has put us in this beautiful body, given us a mind to interact. But we all have misused it. He must be feeling very sorry for us. God's plan is the divine plan for all of us. But then we all have small our own plans. And we have spoiled this beautiful painting of life. We don't know how to color it. Please don't touch anything. Leave everything to that Supreme who knows more than us. Use this body and mind wisely. What is dis-ease when we are not at ease? And the biggest disease is when we recognize ourselves as this body. Bhagavan always used to say, how can the disease can have a disease? When he was diagnosed with the tumor. The body is already a disease if you recognize with it. Body is transient. It was born and it will die. If you hold on to it, you will die. No one can save you. But if you leave your grip from the body, you are eternal. It is as if there is a flood in a river. Something is moving fast in it. And if you hold to that object, you will also die in that flood. You will be swept away. And you don't want to die. What should you do? Lose your grip. Leave that object. And you're already safe. Now, if you die with this body, whose mistake is this? Is this God's mistake or your mistake? And if you want to come to the original question, why then he created this body-mind when it is so dangerous that an eternal being can die? He never asked you to identify with the body-mind. It is only your own ego, created by you, a falsehood, a personal identity. And for him it is purely a play, interaction of consciousness with consciousness. It is purely a play. It's we as ego has made it so serious. Everything is all pervading awareness without any duality. Duality, what appears to be, is completely false. It's just a mere play, and it doesn't serve any purpose. The only purpose it serves is just joy and bliss, and to appreciate the beauty. The truth is so simple. But listen from your heart, accept from your heart. Again, don't use too much of your mind. All the doubts, all the anxiety comes when you use this gadget unwisely and get back into the trap again. You just enjoy and listen to the music of God. He has put this show on the stage of this world for you to just enjoy it. Enjoy it as pure awareness. You can never enjoy it as body-mind. The pleasures which we think we get through the body-mind always at the end turn into suffering, unhappiness. If you ask me, the only person who enjoys this life is an enlightened person. Rest all of us are fools. Be the wise person. Be the enjoyer. When you're not attached to anything, you enjoy the most. You are in your own blissful state all the time. Whenever a thought arises, nip on the bud. Don't entertain any thought. Don't give importance to any thought. Our previous interest, conditioned life, old bad habit has made mind as a monster. Now just purely ignore it all the time. Pay attention to the pure awareness. True being, true self. Conserve all energy without indulging in any sensory pleasures. Leave away all the desires and bring all your attention to the pure awareness. Use the time left in this life wisely. Pay attention to the self, pure seeing. Whatever happens to the world, to the mind, to the body, is none of your business. Things will unfold in their own way. No credit or discredit to you. You stay as awareness all the time. Have you ever driven a car from point A to B and without even realizing that you were driving? And you were busy in your own thoughts? How is it possible when your mind was somewhere else? So many times we finish a task in perfection without even aware of it. When the mind has drifted away, then how can you give credit to this mind? There is that power which drives everything. Have faith in that power. Source of the body-mind complex. Too much of thinking, talking is unnecessary. Give more importance to the silence within. Silence is without mind, without intellect. It is beginningless and it's always there. If there is any attribute, it is the silence. We can only be recognized by others in our own silence. All the story of our life is untrue. It is a dream story. There is no substance in it. Or you can say there is substance which is of no use. But the silence is pure, untainted, uninvolved, always the same. Our other name is silence. Give topmost priority to the silence. Silence within. Spend your whole day in this silence. In spite of thoughts, in spite of activities, in spite of talking to others or listening to others, never lose attention from the silence within. Make it your companion. This silence will silence your mind forever. This silence is the medicine to cure your mind, to empty your mind. Stay as pure awareness all the time. Formless, uninvolved. There is nothing on stake for you as pure awareness in this world. This is the truth. There are only two ways to be free. One is to believe in God and surrender to God. Leave everything for Him to decide for your life, and you are free. The other is to know that you are pure awareness. You are that eternal being, and everything is mere images. To know this is to be that. In both ways, you can be free. Whatever works best for you. Eventually, the realization is we are nothing. Nothing belongs to us. Stay in your emptiness.